चलो, moving further to the next question. A brilliant question. All about visualization. Nothing you have to write here. So how many of you were able to solve this? A very tricky question. क्योंकि why is this tricky? Because chances of having a -1 is really high in this question. Let's see. And stay with me. ये question अगर समझ में आया, you'll be able to visualize graph in a much better format. ठीक है? So just stay with me. Don't miss anything that I mentioned. So fx is a continuous function defined, ठीक है, such that fx equals to 0 only for two distinct real values of x, and some information is given to me, and then पूछा है कि यार इन चारों में से कौन सा सही होगा. ठीक है. अब आई नो यहाँ पे नथिंग इज गिवन टू मी, राइट. मुझे सिर्फ साइन चेंजेस बताए हुए हैं कि कौन सा पॉजिटिव है, कौन सा नेगेटिव है. इट मींस आई डेफिनेटली कैन नॉट कैलकुलेट द वैल्यू ऑफ fx, क्योंकि आई डोंट हैव इनफ इन्फॉर्मेशन. मुझे सिर्फ इतना पता है कि fx के दो रूट्स है, व्हिच मींस द ग्राफ ऑफ fx must cut the x-axis only twice, right? Because it only has two roots. That is the only clue that is given to me. Now what I'll do is I'll say चलो ठीक है, let's try to extract information. f6 plus f8 is equals to 0. Who can tell me कि इसका क्या meaning हुआ? Everyone come on, try this.
Means the root lies between the 6 and 8.
Very good, brilliant, Yash. Yes, you are saying कि तुम अभी start ही कर रहे हो, you are at a basic level, but you're doing really good. This is fx, this is x. ये सबको clear है? f of 6 plus f of 8 is equals to 0. इसका क्या मतलब हुआ कि for example this is say x equals to 6 and say this is x equals to 8. इसका मतलब हुआ f of 6 is equals to minus f of 8. इसका मतलब x and 8 are of opposite signs, right? अगर f of 6 positive है तो f of 8 negative होगा, और अगर f of 8 positive है तो f of 6 negative होगा. And because this is a continuous function, इस लाइन को मिलना पड़ेगा, which means one of the roots should be in between 6 and 8. Is everyone clear with this? ये बहुत important information है. I will not repeat this again. So अभी भी कोई डाउट है तो पूछ लो मुझसे. नहीं है? Everyone clear? Yes, no?
Clear.
ठीक है. So I've used the first information and it's a very brilliant question. तो अगर ये समझ में आए, you will feel a lot of confidence in this topic. ठीक है. Now second information that is given to me is f of 7 into f of 9 is greater than 0. Just I'll give you 30 seconds. Try to visualize कि यार तुमने ये पता कर लिया 6 और 8 के रूट्स अपोजिट साइड में है. इसका क्या मतलब हुआ? f of 7 into f of 9 is greater than 0. What does this essentially mean if you translate this into graph?
Both lie on the same side of x-axis.
Exactly.
Both are the same quadrant.
इसका मतलब वो 7 और 9 दोनों या तो फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट में या फिर सेकंड में, राइट? ये वो या तो एक्स एक्सिस के ऊपर होंगे या नीचे होंगे, दोनों सेम साइड पे होंगे, क्योंकि देयर मल्टीप्लिकेशन इज पॉजिटिव, व्हिच मींस ईदर बोथ ऑफ देम आर पॉजिटिव और बोथ ऑफ देम आर नेगेटिव. ठीक है. व्हिच मींस मुझे ये तो पता है कि 6 पे वैल्यू पॉजिटिव है, 8 पे नेगेटिव है, और मुझे ये भी पता है कि अगर मुझे 7 की वैल्यू चाहिए तो फॉर एग्जांपल दिस इज 7, राइट? मुझे ये भी पता है कि 7 और 9, ठीक है, 7 और 9 दोनों सेम साइड पे है, राइट? तो या तो 7 और 9 यहाँ पे होंगे या फिर 7 और 9 वहां पे होंगे. So can I deduce that the first root जो मैं कह रहा था that particular root lies between 6 and 8, it essentially lies between 6 and 7 and not 6 and 8. Why? जो मैं फर्स्ट केस बताता हूँ, मैंने फर्स्ट केस कहा था कि यार 6 पे वैल्यू पॉजिटिव है एंड 8 पे वैल्यू नेगेटिव है. अगर 8 पे वैल्यू नेगेटिव है एंड आई एम सेइंग कि f7 into f of 9 is positive, इसका क्या मतलब होगा? इसका मतलब ये होगा ना कि 7 पे भी वैल्यू नेगेटिव होगी एंड 9 पे भी वैल्यू नेगेटिव होगी. सो इट मेक सेंस कि यार ग्राफ विल बी समथिंग लाइक दिस, राइट? कि 6 एंड 7 के बीच में ही एक रूट आ रहा होगा. Is this clear that why the root has to lie between 6 and 7? Even in the other case you should be able to visualize कि 7 और 9 पे वैल्यू ऊपर में होगी एंड 6 में वैल्यू नीचे होगी. So the graph must intersect the x-axis in between 6 and 7 and not in between 7 and 8. क्योंकि अगर 7 और 8 के बीच में इसने कट किया ना, देन तो 9 कहां पे होगा? एंड यू नो कि 9 पे भी वैल्यू सेम होनी चाहिए. देन इट एसेंशियली मींस कि इट हैज टू अगेन कट एक्स एक्सिस इन बिटवीन 8 एंड 9. ठीक है. व्हिच माइट हैपन, तुम कह सकते हो कि यार सर ग्राफ कैन बी लाइक दिस, राइट? कि f6 पे जो वैल्यू है वो f8 पे, बट इफ यू जस्ट प्रोसेस द इंफॉर्मेशन थोड़ा सा नीचे जाके, इट इज गिवन टू यू कि f of 0 पे वैल्यू इज पॉजिटिव and f of 1 पे value is negative, which means it is already given to you कि one root तो definitely lies between 0 and 1, right? From the last information. So one root definitely lies, which means there is only one root that is left. इसीलिए ये वाला केस नहीं हो सकता, which essentially means कि ग्राफ कुछ ऐसा होगा, यहाँ पे 0 पे वैल्यू पॉजिटिव है, 1 पे कुछ वैल्यू होगी नीचे, graph will be something like this, right? Now I'm just looking for one more root. So I know कि root should lie between 6 and 7. So graph has to be like this, somewhat like this. This should be the only way in which I can have all of these conditions met. अभी एक बार देख भी लेते हैं. f of 6 plus f of 8 equals to 0. 6 और 8 पे वैल्यू उल्टी है. Yes, so it is possible, right? f7 into f of 9 is greater than 0. 7 पे भी वैल्यू पॉजिटिव है, 9 पे भी वैल्यू पॉजिटिव है. This is met. 6 into 10 पे वैल्यू नेगेटिव होनी चाहिए. It is met. 6 पे वैल्यू नेगेटिव है and 10 पे वैल्यू पॉजिटिव है. So yes, the multiplication will also be negative, which means this is the only way in which I can have the graph. Is everyone clear? If not, just take 15 seconds and try to visualize it by yourself. And if it's done, एक बार एक comment में बता दो कि sir it is clear. Okay, great. Everyone is clear, right? ठीक है. Now let us look at the question. Question क्या बोल रहा है? f1 into f2 into f3 is less than 0. f1 negative है, f2 भी negative है, f3 will be negative है. So multiplication of three negative numbers has to be negative. This is correct. 3, 5, 7 and 9. I know 3 and 5 पे value negative है and 7 and 9 पे value positive है. So this is positive. Negative into negative is positive. So this is also correct. Then 7 into 8 पे value negative है. No. 7 पे भी value positive है, 8 पे भी positive है. So the multiplication has to be positive. So this statement is not correct. Statement number 4. Okay, this is addition. f of 0 is positive. ठीक है. f of 1 is negative. f of 9 is positive and f of 10 is positive. Great. But can I definitely say that this is greater than 0? I cannot definitely say that this is greater than 0. Why? Because it might happen कि f of 1 पे value बहुत ही negative हो गई, right? This case can happen कि यार graph ना कुछ इस type से बन गया. This in this manner the graph is कि लो कुछ इस type से चले गया. ठीक है? That is also a possible graph. कि 7 कि 9 plus 10 plus 0 पे जो वैल्यू हो रही है उसका मैग्नीट्यूड उतना ज्यादा नहीं है and this can still go less than 0 because I do not know about the magnitude here. So last statement can be true, cannot be true. The question में तुमसे पूछा है कि how many are definitely true? So only 2 statements are correct. Okay, see, it would have been a quadratic function if it is given that it is a continuous polynomial function. But because it is not given to us, we don't know. Like fx equals to 0 only for 2 distant real. So यहाँ पे only is placed before this, so it means कि it only has 2 roots and both of it is real. So yeah, depending on the language of the question, it might have been changed. But यहाँ पे the point is, see, graph can also be something like this. ठीक है? This is also a probable graph. Because 2 roots यहाँ पे भी है. See, I'm just plotting a case. Maybe it will help you to visualize. My graph starts from here. ठीक है? Just this. I have just cut my graph. ठीक है? Or maybe say, like, you know, slope is like this. Are you able to visualize my point? What I'm trying to say here? This is going, say, minus 1000. ठीक है? Now slope here is increasing. The graph is cutting somewhere here in between. So the value is like, say, minus 15 here instead. And then something like this. Like, I feel this case can still arise because no concrete information is given to me. So I can always make a lot of imaginary cases. This can also be a quadratic function. So it all depends on the magnitude of x square a. Just think about this, not very relevant to CAT, but you have relevance with your concept of maths. So think through this. I think still fourth statement would not have been true because f of 1 can be as negative as possible. If some expression would have been given to me that f of 0 plus f of 1 is 0, then yes. If we would have some comparison of f of 1 with any other value, then you could have said something. But because nothing is given, it will be hard to say. So moving further, this question, again an easy question, I'll say. Yes, you said it requires more than 10 minutes, but are you clear with the approach that I've just discussed, that using the graph you can solve it in, I'll say, 1.5 minutes maximum? Yes, answer is 7. Okay. So let's see. Again, Hina, so this again belongs to the same question that I've earlier said कि value डाल के देखना है. F of 4 निकालना है, ठीक है? Which means अगर मैंने x को 2 डाला, I will have f of 4 here, but I will have f of 2 into f of 2, but I don't know the value of f of 2, so I can't put it there, right? Next thing is मैं x को 4 डाल दूं and y को क्या डालना है, I don't know. One information that is given to me is f of 1 is greater than 0, which means this information I must be able to use somewhere. So first clue that I would get is, let's try to put x equals to y equals to 1. Okay, because xy and xy will be same. So this is nothing but f1 into f of 1 minus f of 1 is equals to 3 into 1 plus 1 plus 2, 4. This is 12. So this is f of 1 square minus f of 1 minus 12 is equals to 0. This is what? X square minus x minus 12 equals to 0. So x minus 4 into x plus 3 equals to 0, which means f of 1 has to be what? Either 4 or minus 3. I know f of 1 is positive, so f of 1 can't be minus 3. So f of 1 has to be equals to 4. Now I know f of 1, so I have to calculate f of 4. So I will simply put x equals to 4 and y equals to 1, because this is also 4 into 1. And this will make my life easier. F of 4 into f of 1 is what? 4 minus x equals to 4 and y equals to 1. 4 into 1 is 4. F of 4 is equals to, you're putting x equals to 4 and y equals to 1 here. 4 plus 1, 5 plus 2, 7 into 3, 21. So f of 4 into 4 minus f of 4, this is 3f of 4. 3f of 4 is equals to 21. So f of 4 has to be equals to 7. Again, a jugaad question, you just had to put the values and solve this. Everyone clear? And this is the concept that you would have to apply in most of the questions of CAT. Other questions might be difficult, but ye wala concept, make sure you understand this. It's important. Clear? Yes, no? Yash, Shivam, Abhinay, Vishwajit. ठीक है, बट ये हो जाना चाहिए था, मतलब नंदनी अंकुर should have solved this question. Difficult नहीं था. Great. So next question. ये काफी अच्छा क्वेश्चन है. Chocolate problem. How many of you were able to solve this? I think this question was solvable in 20 seconds, and that is the crux. How many of you were able to solve this, and how much time did you take to solve this question? Both of it is important. Ayush says coefficient ka ratio to be equated. ठीक है. So these two are the identical function, which essentially means कि यार f4x cube plus 21x square plus 41x plus 24 should be equals to a into x plus 2 whole cube plus b into x plus 2 whole square plus c into x plus 2 plus d. अब लेकिन हमको ज्यादा मजदूरी नहीं करनी. Let's see पूछा क्या है. a minus b plus c minus d. Coefficients alternate है, right? कि एक बार प्लस एक बार माइनस प्लस माइनस. एंड आई नो x plus 2 cube, x plus 2 cube, x plus 2 और यहाँ पे d है, right? तो is anyone able to visualize that if you put x equals to -3, आपको ये भी पता है कि coefficients क्यूब में है, right? मतलब यहाँ पे ऑड है, यहाँ पे इवन है, यहाँ पे ऑड है, यहाँ पे इवन है. तो जहां पे इवन है वहां पे प्लस आ जाएगा, जहां पे ऑड अगर वहां माइनस लिया आते हो, यू विल बी एबल टू जनरेट दिस टर्म डायरेक्टली. सो करना कुछ नहीं है. If you just substitute x equals to -2 here, you will get what? -a plus b minus c plus d. और यहाँ पे x equals to -3 डाला, तो 9, 27, 27 into 4 is what? 27 into 2 is 54, 54 into 2 is 102, 108. बट ये माइनस का होगा, प्लस 21 into 9 21 into 9 is what? 9 ones are 9, 9 twos are 18. Minus 41 into 3 is what? 123 plus 24. And इसका बस negation लेना है. So now you just have to simplify things. 189 plus 24 is 943. 213 minus 231, right? This is what you get when you just try to solve this. And ये कितना हो गया? This is minus 18, right? Which means A plus B plus C minus D will be negation of this. So answer has to be 80. Yes. Why is it named as chocolate problem, Shivam? So this is again a concept that I use. Questions which are tricky. So when we solve it live, this is like you know, those chocolate problem. If you're able to solve it, you definitely deserve some reward. Abhi it's COVID, so it's lockdown. We can't give you chocolates, but assume that you have gotten a chocolate if you solve this. Again, हमने काफी questions किए when the only thing required was to visualize the question and substitute the value. Let's move on. This one. ये काफी simple question था. How many of you were able to solve this? सिर्फ values डाल के pattern बना के 72 निकालना है. Yes, answer is D. Answer is D. See, one way is f of 72 क्या है? 72 is what? 4. 4 into 18. 4 into 18 is nothing but 9 into 8, right? 8 into 9. This is nothing but 2 cube into 3 to the power 4. Sorry, 3 square. My bad. 3 square. So if I would have been in your place in the exam, मैं इस question को solve भी नहीं करता. I would have said कि ठीक है, I had to express f of 72 in terms of f of 2 and f of 3. I know 2 to the power is 3, 3 to the power is 2. मैं options देखता. ठीक है, 2 की power में 3 है. So 3a का term, 2b का term makes sense. I would have directly marked the answer as D without even solving the question because I know exam में time कम है. And but if you have done the practice, ये चीजें at the back of the mind होगी कि यार कुछ तो pattern बनेगा. If you try to solve it, कुछ pattern बनेगा and pattern will be in such format because the power of 2 is 3 and the power of 3 is 2. कुछ calculation करने के बाद this is the term that is closest to the pattern. तो again मैंने solve नहीं किया, थोड़ा सा guess work है, but then guess थोड़ा सा logical है because 2 to the power is 3 and एक option में 2 is a, so यहाँ पे 3 आ रहा है because 3 की power is 2, so 3a plus 2b. Because see, it has to be symmetric, right? A and b means I have to give some similar coefficients as per the question. तो मैं exam में directly solve कर लेता हूँ. Without even solving the question, I would have marked the answer as D because 3a plus 2b है. अगर इसमें एक option होता कि यार 3a plus 2b minus 4, then I would have definitely solved this question. But because नहीं है, I would have directly marked this answer. But ठीक है, let's leave it. It's only for the students who got what I'm trying to say. अगर नहीं आ रहा है, then let's try to solve it. कि ये जुगाड़ method है. Don't ask me the rationale, but yeah, it's just the power of visualization. When you solve so many questions, you guess it कि यार कुछ तो pattern बनेगा ही बनेगा. If this question has to solve, there has to be some pattern, and the only pattern I could think of is 3a plus 2b because 3 की power 2 and 2 की power 3 है. But let's solve this question. f of 72 निकालना है, right? तो f of 2 given है, f of 3 given है. So first of all, f of 6 निकालेंगे. f of 6 will be f of 2 plus f of 3 minus 2. f of 2 is a plus b minus 2. अब f of 6 आपने निकाल लिया है. Next logical thing will be f of 6 into 2. Right? f of 6 into 2 will be f of 6 plus f of 2 minus 2. f of 6 is a plus b minus 2 plus f of 2 is a minus 2. ठीक है? This is nothing but 2a plus b minus 4. Then f of 72 is nothing but 12 into 6. So f of 12 कितना है? 2a plus b minus 4 plus f of 6 कितना है? a plus b minus 2 minus 2. You solve it, you will get option number D. 3a plus 2b minus 8. And again, ये चीज देखो दिख रही है because इस फॉर्मेट में है ना, तो वो a का जो कोएफिशिएंट है वो 3 आता है and b का कोएफिशिएंट 2 ही आता है. But yeah, again, it's a simple question. Should have taken 40 seconds maximum.
Sir, is there any property which proves the way the powers work in this? Because I also thought about the powers, but wasn't sure like it would happen this way.
Yes, see, even I wasn't sure, but then I would have looked at the option. It was matching, and I was like, there's only one option that is matching the condition. So I would have taken that element of risk because I had to increase my attempt. So I would have just marked the answer D. Even if it is wrong, I'm fine with it because I have to attempt the entire paper.
Okay.
So the justification of why powers become the coefficient is, if you look at the equation, it's f of x y equal to f of x plus f of y, which is a function of a log x.
Correct.
And that -2 factors in as, so I found the equation, it comes out to be f of x equal to log of 100x, because that -2 can be taken as log of 10 to the power 2.
I was actually coming to the same point that you could have ignored this thing, and we have already discussed the generalized function for this is log x, which means if you take log 72, it has to be 3 log 2 plus 2 log 3. So 3a plus 2b. So that is from where it actually comes out. Constant can be anything, we don't know about it, but yeah. Okay, so the point is for the students who are trying to aim 90% plus attempt in quant, such tricks help, and you should be ready with taking this element of risk rather than spending 1 more minute to cross check your answer. Mark the answer. If you're able to visualize any pattern, it may be right, it may be wrong, but if you've practiced enough, you'll be able to visualize some pattern, and if that pattern is matching, just mark the answer and move on. That element of risk is doable. Okay, moving further to the next question. This one, again, very, very, very simple question. Everyone should have done this. A question of, I think, 15 seconds. Yes, answer is D. Goes without saying. We have already discussed f of xy equals to fx into fy. So f of x has to be x to the power n. F of 2 is given as 1 by 8. 1 by 8 is nothing but 2 to the power minus 3. So n is equals to minus 3. So it has to be fx is nothing but 1 by x cube. So f of 1 is 1. F of 1 by 2 is 2 cube, and f of 3 is 3 cube. If you just 37 plus 9 is 27 plus 9 is 36. Okay, a very simple question that should have been solved in, I think, 15-20 seconds, not more than that. Next question, again, a very, very, very classic problem. So anyone who was able to solve this, for the answer that you have gotten for this question, it is tricky. Question is solvable in 15 seconds, but only if you are really confident with functions. Let's see, again, a question of pure visualization. All you have to do is identify the pattern in 90% of the questions of functions. That is it. So, kya given hai? F1 is equals to 11. Jab 1 hai, then it is a 2-digit number, right? 11. Jab it is 2, it is 104. When it is 3, it is 1027. That is the hint of this question. See, when it is 1, it is 11. So it is nothing but 10 plus 1. When it is 104, it is nothing but 100 plus 4. When it is 1027, it is nothing but 1000 plus 27. That is the hint. When f of 1, it is nothing but 10 to the power 1. Yahan pe 10 square aa raha hai, yahan pe 10 cube aa raha hai. And it is 1427, which is 1 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2, and 3 to the power 3. That means fx is what? Fx is nothing but 10 to the power x plus x to the power x plus x minus 1 into x minus 2 into x minus 3. See, f of 1, 2 and 3 पे हमने pattern निकाल लिया, right? So which means x minus 1 into x minus 2 into x minus 3 आना ही चाहिए, because fx has a cubic polynomial. यहाँ पे has लिखा है, is नहीं लिखा है, right? So यहाँ से cubic polynomial बन गया है. Leading coefficient is 1, which means x cube का जो coefficient है, that is 1. And that was the pattern that I was getting. Now just substitute x equals to 0 here. You will get minus 1 into minus 2 into minus 3, which is minus 6. This is 0 plus 1 is equals to minus 5 is the answer. A brilliant question. I think everyone can understand. Don't ask me. Just look at the screen and visualize and be happy about this beautiful pattern that is given in the question. हमने ये पता किया कि f of 1 में we are getting this pattern, f of 2 में we are getting
Yeah.
this pattern, f of 3 में we are getting this pattern, right? But this pattern is only applicable for x equals to 1, x equals to 2, and x equals to 3. We don't know about other values, right? So what we'll do is we'll say x minus 1 into x minus 2 into x minus 3, so that if I put x equals to 1 here, this term goes to 0. If I put x equals to 2, this term goes to 0. If I put x equals to 3, this term goes to 0. So just to make it more general, plus it was also given to us in the question, right, that fx has a cubic polynomial, and that is how I can generate a cubic polynomial.
Got it.
Okay.
But 2, right? If you open this x minus 1, x minus 1, x minus 3.
Come again, Priyanshi?
Because the leading coefficient will become 2, right? Because we already have a term of x cubed with 1, and then if you open this x minus 1, x minus 2, and x minus 3, so the leading coefficient will be 2, right?
No, leading coefficient. No, sorry, this is x to the power x. This is x to the power x.
Yes. Okay.
Right?
Sir, I have doubt.
1 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2, and 3 to the power 3.
We will put x equal to
0
0, so
is
that
not
will
counted.
0 raised to
Yes,
0.
0 to the power 0 is an indeterminate
Indeterminate.
form. Agreed that this is an indeterminate form, but see, if you have to, as in like in an exam, I would have assumed it to be 0 because x is a definite 0. This is an indeterminate form when x tends to 0. If x is tending to 0, then this is an indeterminate form. I think there are a lot of articles around this, that what is the absolute value of 0 to the power 0. Many of the articles say that this value is 0 because the base is actually given as the priority. The power is not given as the priority. So whenever we say x to the power 0, this is equals to 1 if x is not equals to 0. That is what you write in actual maths. Okay, this is an indeterminate form when x is tending to 0. So again, going back to the class 11, x tending to 0 and x equals to 0, there is a slight difference. So yeah, see, maybe let me just give you one graph and you'll be more clear. I have a graph here. The value is not defined. The value is defined here. Okay, this is the graph of a function. So here also limit x tending to 0 for f of x is what? I'm saying, see, left hand limit and right hand limit is actually converging to the value 1, right? So that is what is the meaning of limit, that you basically say left hand limit and right hand limit is basically converging to what particular value. And then you say if this limit is equals to the f of 0, then the function is continuous. But because it is not, because f of 0 is 0 and then f of x tending to 0 is essentially 1. So yeah, limit and the values are two different things. They are not the same thing. That is the point from here. Again, not relevant to that definitely, but yeah, just a case for your understanding. Others you can ignore, don't get confused about this. Okay. Plus you could have seen, right? See, even if you assume x to the power x is 1, you will not get answer here because the answer was actually coming out to be -5. And if you assume this to be 1, you will have to add +1 and the answer would have been -4. Not given in the option. Why to confuse, assume it to be 0 and mark B as the answer. Again, some methods that you can use even in an exam, because you just have to choose from 4 options.